Each startup has a desk. So the idea is after you've seen the pitches in that toilet break, you go along, you write down your name on each of the startups that you'd like to have a one-to-one session in, and then you do the same thing on your own little agenda, so that you know which startups you have to be with at which time. If anybody's got any questions, because one-to-one is always a nightmare, Andrea and Angie are fantastic at helping out and organizing. Okay, and then we'll all wander off. Those of us that are still here will wander off to Pavilion 14, where we'll have lunch, and then we're then within the Global Mobility Call event, so people can start wandering around, having a look at the stands that are there. It's the entire hall, so it's quite a large one. Okay, so who are we at the Commit to Mobility Hub? This is something that we started, I think it was 9 years ago now, basically to support smart mobility startups from within Southern Europe. And we do this in 4 ways, as you see here. So one of them is we help give them visibility. Second is we create a community, generally between the startups themselves and between investors, startups, and corporates and startups. Open innovation, obviously very much focused on corporates and on public transportation systems, and then an investment, and then within investment, the main event is this annual event that we do every year. So you know, in terms of visibility, there's quite a lot of events that we operate with in one way, shape, or form. Obviously, today it's the Global Mobility Call, but that particularly is run by Angie, and Sergio. So if you've got an event, or you'd ever be interested in us helping out with an event and bringing startups to the event and organizing roundtable sessions or whatever between the different actors in the ecosystem, we're very happy to help out. Secondly, in terms of community, so these are some of the startups we have and the 5 sub verticals that we sort of divide them into. And then open innovation, I think there's about 70 partners that we've worked with, generally in terms of open innovation between corporates and public administration. And then in terms of investment, well, you know, a lot of you will see your logos up there. This is slightly out of date, so some you might not have your logo from this year, but there's a number. I think over the 5 years in this one, so over the 6 years that we've been doing this, in total there's been 250 odd different funds or investors that have come to one of the events. And then Eoniq, just to do a little bit of a sales spiel in terms of Eoniq. So we're an early stage VC fund focused on Spanish-based founders. It doesn't really matter where the company is, but the founders should theoretically be based in Spain. First ticket is 100K, more or less. I think it's been 91 to date on average, and then we can do follow on up to, depending on the final size of the fund, it might be a little bit larger, but at the moment it's 500K. That where we're slightly different to many funds is that we focused on the areas of Spain outside of Madrid and Barcelona, and as you can see to date, well, 28% of the invested funds have been in Andalucía, 22% in Valencia, and only 20 and 13% between Madrid and Barcelona. So slightly the inverse of what you'd normally see in a fund based on Spain. Again, we're partially because of that regional focus, we're slightly more generalist. Because obviously the opportunities would otherwise be more reduced. Obviously, smart mobility is one of the areas that we've historically been quite focused on. And then you've got the other ones. What do we look for those startups that are either connected online or that are here in the room? You know, a macro trend, a passionate team, and timing. I relate this a little bit to a yacht at sea. You know, if you've got a great yacht and you've got a great crew and there's no wind, well, you're in trouble. If you've got a great yacht and you've got wind and you've got a bad crew, you're in trouble. If you've got a great yacht and you've got good wind and you've got a good crew, where you're going to go incredibly fast. Well, those are the three things that we look for. Obviously, high scalability, because of that's the business that we're in. Minimal viable product, because we do try to support the startups as much as possible. There's a few of them in the room. I don't know if they'd agree with that. I hope so. And we do like companies that have a clear business plan for the future. We don't believe in investing in bubbles. And then last thing, if anybody's connected or anybody's in the room that might be interested in one point investing in the fund. Obviously, it's a difficult time for fundraising, so we've got to take every advantage that we can to mention it. You know, we do have a deep professional network and a strong track record. To date, we've been doing this between multiple vehicles for the last 9 years. We do focus on early stage startups and believe that we can trick the results by supporting them, either with, obviously capital's one way, but with as much work as we possibly can. We have pretty good connections with the investor ecosystem. There's a number of you in the room today, and as I say, we're sort of I don't know, this could be debatable, but I think we're more or less the go-to, or at least one of the main go-to investors for startups with Spanish-based founders outside of Barcelona and Madrid. And you know, there's quite a large proportion of deal flow. I think this year we're on target for receiving 2,500 different projects, and as I say, 2/3 of them from outside Madrid and Barcelona. That's it from me. Sorry for maybe going on a little bit longer than I should have done. No, 2 minutes less than I originally said. Here you've got the details of Angie. So Angie deals with all the startup relations. Sergio deals with the open innovation relations, and I deal with the investor relations. So if you're ever interested in collaborating in any way, or asking us to help out, or whatever it be, then please give us a shout, and we're very happy to do so. As I say, it's a non-profit association specifically to support early stage, tended to be more early stage 9 years ago. Now it's sort of slightly later stage startups, mainly from Southern Europe, but from Europe in general. So with that, we'll jump on to the first startup. So I tend to be quite strict in terms of the time. So we've got 5 minutes for each pitch. It's a little bit of a marathon, because obviously it's 15 one after another. So I try to keep them to the 5 minutes. So for the startups, I will put an alarm on. And when you hit the 5 minutes, the alarm will go off. I'll not be perhaps incredibly strict, but you'll see me sort of jump up and invite the next one to the stage. So start off with Solum. Brilliant. Okay, here you go. All yours.
Oops. Thank you. So my name is Carlos. I'm the CEO of Solum. In Solum, we want to bring solar energy into the heart of the cities, and we want to do it with disruptive technology and solving real problems. So solar energy is an opportunity for disruption, and mainly photovoltaic industry. Why? Because photovoltaic industry, in order to continue growing, need to conquer urban areas because of the space that are in the city. But those spaces are not prepared for the photovoltaic technology as it is today, mainly because of 3 barriers. So the loss of usage of the space. If you put solar panels, photovoltaic panels in a space, you lose it for other uses, and because of aesthetic impact and patrimonial impact. So in Solum, we have created a product that breaks all those barriers, which is a solar pavement that you can see here in the image. So have no aesthetic impact, is completely walkable, and has the same energy capacity production of a regular photovoltaic panel. That's the technology that we have developed, is patented, and basically it's a solar floor, a solar pavement, which is resistant and fully walkable, and keeps the same energy efficiency of a regular photovoltaic panel. So that gives us access to a huge market, not only in energy, but in other smart city sectors, such as mobility. and to be more specific, micromobility. So we are solving two problems. In the energy side, as I said, we are covering energy needs without loss of data space and neither aesthetic impact. But in micromobility sector, we are also solving two problems. So the lack of secured parking spot and the lack of charging points for micromobility vehicles. So mainly e-scooters and e-bikes. And we are doing it with two different products. So in the energy side is our solar pavement that you see here in the image that I have already described. But in the micromobility side, we have created another product that is a solar station that uses the technology of the solar pavement in order to take the energy that we need to charge the vehicles and also to operate the station, because the station have IoT technology that enables the end user to interact with the station and book the parking spot and open and close the smart locker that keeps the vehicle secured. So it's also a great technology that we have developed. The solution is completely off-grid, no need of grid connection because the energy is coming from the panels. It's secured, monitored 24 hours, very easy to install. Within one morning, we install the product, and it's also modular and multi-vehicle, for sure sustainable. So we offer those products in a one-off payment solution with a price for the solar pavement, and with another price that you can see here in the image for the charging stations. And we have a recurrent revenue stream also, because as I said, the station have IoT technology, so we charge the clients with an annual fee that goes from 1,500 euros to 1,000 euros per station, which is not our main business, but give us additional revenue streams that also cover some of the structural costs of the company. So our go-to-market strategy is through distributors and resellers, so we can be present in a lot of markets. We have having a huge structure, and also those distributors and resellers perform the installation and the maintenance. So we are we have reached scalability thanks to that strategy, because we only do product, commercial, and logistics. So once the product is manufactured, we send to distributors in 9 of the countries that we are, and they perform also the installation, and they also act as a commercial point for us in that country. So what we did, what traction that we how we reached it last year was 2022, our first commercial year. We reached more than 100,000 euros in 9 different countries with 36% gross margin, which is quite good for a hardware company. And just to finalize, we are now in an investment round. We want to increase the sales, reach positive EBITDA next year, and enter in the solar market properly. The team is 10 people, their actual headcount. The company was founded by 3 founders, my 2 partners and myself, 3 of us engineers with different career paths, the 3 of us in the energy sector. We already closed a previous investment round in 2021 with those investors. The round was 750,000 euros, and we complement that round with a participated loan of Enisa. Before that, the founders founded the company by ourselves, and that's it. So we are looking for 1 million in order to scale the company and reach profitability. Thank you, and that's it. I think.
Thank you very much. So the next one up is Sergio from Mobin. But just before we do this, there was what we've done in previous years. Sorry, Sergio. What we've done in previous years is at the end of the event, we've done a sort of a round table where investors have introduced themselves to each other. Because at the end of the day, everyone here is interested in smart mobility. So there's a lot of connections that you can do in the ongoing business. This year, because we're going to be in the middle of the event, and there's going to be, we're all together, and there's a little bit more, it was complicated to bring people back from the pavilion to here, where we're in a more private environment. So what we did is we sent a form. Okay, it's in the QR code. So if you'd like other investors, both in the room and those online, to have your details in terms of what your investment thesis is, what your tickets are, you know, what portfolio companies you have within smart mobility, then do please fill in this form. And what we'll do is we'll distribute it to everybody. All the investors that have filled in the form will distribute to all of them. So it helps create a sort of a community of investors, co-investors. Okay, sorry, Sergio, now all yours.
Okay, thank you, Tom. Thank you very much. So what's Moven? We are developing collaborative shared data spaces and analytics to accelerate the shift towards a more sustainable mobility. I think these are figures that everybody knows. There are really ambitious goals, strong regulations, and high levels of investment to change the situation. But despite all of this, the progression is really, really slow. And that's the reality. We have changed from an ancient mobility system based on private cars that were at the center of the mobility space to a current mobility system that is based in a multi-stakeholder and multi-solution. And that's carry a lot of complexity and inefficiency, not only for the final users, but for the administration and for the operators as well. Behind all this, we see that we have a lot of low level of knowledge and collaboration. But really what is behind all of this is the lack of information and the lack of access to high quality data and data analytical capabilities. This is not only to change the mobility of today, but this is a real economic and business opportunity. We are starting with a very specific market, is urban mobility in Spain, in South Europe and Europe. Our customers are cities, public transport operators, mobility as service operators, logistic, electric, etc. And we help them in order to understand how they can control better, for example, the administration, how they can control better and plan better in mobility infrastructures, how the operators, they can go to more customers and acquire more revenue or reducing their cost. And we do this with two main values. The first one is that we have been developing one thing that is really very important and differential is the access to big innovation ecosystems. It means cities, corporates, startups, the innovation. So doing this, we become like a trusted third party, and becoming a trusted third party, we have a very easy access to data, to new use cases, to cities, etc. So doing different activities like digital training, digital workshops, innovation projects, we have built this trust. And this trust environment, we use it or is our starting point in order to develop our data spaces technology that basically the aim of this technology is to connect data suppliers, data providers with data consumers in a secure way, respecting the sovereignty of the data providers, and with a governance model and a revenue sharing model. These enable us to have access a multi-source data, and with this data we can build as well and develop different use cases and a very good data analytics capabilities. That is what our customers are asking for. Our revenue stream and the different unit economies, until now, we have been developing these activities and these projects within the ecosystems, and this is profitable, and we have public funding as well as private. So we have been building this ecosystem. We have been starting as well to do the first data consultancy projects with cities, with operators. They are interested in that. And now we are developing what for us is the most important, is our capacity to scale and to become more global with a SaaS platform, pay-per-use or subscription for data share and data analytics. At the same time, doing this, we have developed a complete, we can say, commercial funnel. So we generate a lot of leads in this ecosystem, and then we start to convert these leads with certain data consultancy, innovation projects, and finally, what we want is to install this data ecosystem, these data spaces, in order to have this recurrent revenue. These are certain figures of what we have been doing these last months. Of course, we have competitors, and that's we are very happy. And we are very happy because their approach is more partial than ours, and we think that we deliver something really different. Some traction, some projections. We have differentiated what is the revenue projects, the once-off projects, and what we call the revenue SaaS with this data spaces platform, subscriptions. And that's why we are starting this seed round today, looking for 400Ks in order to go further. And backing all this, we have this team. We are talking about a team with more than 20 years of experience, a PhD, engineering, entrepreneurial background, etc. And we have backing this as well a good panel of advisors. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sergio. Next one up is Let Me Charge. Here we go. If for the next one, so it's not very far to walk, but if you come closer to the front, then we'll be a bit quicker.
Thank you. Everything started 2 years ago when we bought an electric car. So if you like to travel around the city, recharge the car is not a problem. If you like to move around the country, it's a problem because you have to download at least 25 different apps with 25 different recharging systems, with 25 different payment system and payment methodology. This was the reason that we create Let Me Charge. My name is Javier Goicoechea. I'm the co-founder and co-CEO of this company. So we identify at least 3 problems in this industry. One is the market is super fragmented. There are more than 25 different apps doing the same. There is not a unique app. Then the planning system, the navigation system of the car doesn't include any prediction system. They send you to a different location, different station for recharging your car, independently of your own circumstances, as we are going to be later. And then we have a lack of ultra-fast charging station because it represents less than 1% of the market. Ultra-fast charging station means that you are going to be able to recharge your car in less than 1 hour. That is ultra-fast. So what is the solution? We have the solution. We are the solution because we have the unique app, universal app that you can use in every single provider for recharge your car in domestic recharging or public recharging. And then we have created a personal system, a monitor system, just for predicting that if you car your car in a place, we are going to offer you different charging solution and charging stations. For instance, imagine that you are going to go to the supermarket, you park your car, but you know that 150 meters away you have a charging station. We are going to recommend you actively to go to that charging station because you are going to spend 45 minutes doing the buy. And then we are going to create our own infrastructure in terms of having ultra-fast charging stations. We are not going to create the hardware. We are just going to create the infrastructure. So the main focus in technology of this business is based in 3 things. One is RPA and reverse engineering. Having the credential of the end user, we are going to be able to represent virtually to all of them and to include their needs through a robot into the different 25 apps. Secondly, we are going to use artificial intelligence for predictive models. And third, we are going to use the data of the car for getting the characteristic and the characterization of the end user. This market is huge. It's huge. Imagine in the following 10 years, we are going to have 100 million electric cars in Europe. This is because local, regional, and the European government is pushing the transition between the current cars to the electric cars. And there are a lot of grants, as we are going to see later. What is the go-to-market strategy? Very simple, B2C, and then B2B2C. B2C, because we need to create the, let's say, the knowledge of for the people to download our app instead of getting the others. And then the B2B, because we have a lot of contacts. We are not 25 years, we are a little bit more. We have a lot of contact in this industry because we have been working in this, particularly in mobility, in the last 25 years, as we are going to see. Oh, sorry, I don't know what happened. Here we are. Yes. So the business model, very easy, very transparent. We are going to charge a minimum of €1, maximum €4 using the app. The app is just for information, is free. For doing transaction, you have to pay between €1 to €4. And then in the charging station, we are going to buy energy and sell energy. For giving you more information, the cost of the energy is something like 0.10 euros per kilowatt, and the selling price in this industry is around 0.40. So imagine the margin is huge margin, huge market, huge margin, huge opportunity. And then the economics are there. We are going to focus at the beginning of the process in creating the end user mass of the Eoniq app. We have no direct competitors today, but they are going to appear in this market because of the opportunity. And then, depending on the grants that we generate, we are going to create their own infrastructure, as commented. So we are 4 C-level people. We founded the company, Juliana and myself. We have the majority of the company. We have more than 100 cumulative experience in the smart mobility. Me, I'm going to be in fundraising and B2C, focus on sales, and Juliana is going to be focused on international and B2B. That is the share. We have a lot of experience in RPA. We have a lot of experience in reverse engineering and in predictive models as well. What we achieved so far? First, we have integrated the full ecosystem of a recharging system. It's 1 second more. Then we have a lot of partners, and we have as well 3 already signed contracts with the different partners, as you can see there. And we have, super important, 450,000 euros in grants and another 200,000 euros in loans from ENISA. And just before finish, we are looking for 300,000 euros for expand our company, for create the company, and for being in international. So if you like to be part of this company, please call me later. Thank you.
Thank you, Javier. Okay, the next one's Ciclo Green, Gregorio from Ciclo Green.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Gregorio, CEO of Ciclo Green. We help companies to reduce their CO2 emissions, promoting sustainable mobility. Large companies have an increasing pressure to decarbonize commuting trips, but still more than 50% of them don't have a sustainable mobility plan to reduce those CO2 emissions from their daily trips from thousands of employees. In addition, they lack mobility data to calculate CO2 emissions related to those commuting trips, and they are not able to accelerate behavioral change towards the use of more sustainable trips to go to work. And the pressure over them is increasing because in Spain, large companies must design a sustainable mobility plan and implement actions to engage their employees with it, because according to the new regulation, they will face fines up to 50,000 euro. And this isn't a problem only in Spain. We have the European Commission introducing new regulation in Europe. So we have more than 46,000 companies needing a solution today facing those fines. Well, Ciclo Green is an all-in-one solution where we analyze the company needs, design their sustainable mobility plan so they are compliant, and then help the company to implement the plan with our platform. Employees get rewards for their sustainable trips. We are accelerating behavioral change there, and the company have access to mobility data. They can use the data to adapt the plan to their employees' needs and reach their CO2 emissions reduction commitments. The opportunity for this market is close to 2 billion only in Europe. We are starting to conquer this market in Spain and will expand to Italy and France, where the pressure from the regulation is highest. And our business model is highly scalable. It's a B2B software as a service. We provide a customized platform to large companies for a monthly or annual fee, including mobility gamification through our tracking app and a personalized dashboard. The team, we have a well-balanced international team with expertise in sustainable mobility and former experience working in other well-known startups. The right team to scale the solution, and still without a specific sales team. We have been able to grow up to 335K in revenue, break even last year, working with more than 30 customers, including some of the biggest European companies like Decathlon, Iberostar, Airbus. And to get the most of this global opportunity, we are now closing a round of 500K. We have already committed 400K. We will use these resources to grow our developers team, to create a sales team, to double our revenue in 12 months, and keep evolving to become the global all-in-one sustainable mobility reference solution for companies. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Gregorio.
Thank you. Good morning. I'm Daniel, co-founder and CEO of Journey. And what we've done is build a platform that pulls all types of taxi. We're talking chauffeur, ride hail, taxi, yellow cab, black cab, all into one place. And before I tell you a bit about Journey, let me tell you about the team. So I've got over 20 years experience in mobility. I've delivered international propositions for Avis. I have aggregated taxis for CabFind. I even spent a year working with a coach operator as a consultant. Basically, if it's got 4 wheels or 6, I've washed it, cleaned it, delivered it, managed it, marketed it, and sold it. My 2 co-founders are both developers, technology. One's CTO, one is our director of engineering. Everything's been built in-house. And we took our business from 0 to an MVP platform, winning 2 clients completely bootstrapped before we raised anything. But the problem is taxis, for anyone trying to manage a ground transport solution, is a nightmare. And that's whether you're a city, a business, whether you're a travel technology platform. The challenge is it's so fragmented. You've got the drivers, the technology, you've got ride-hail companies, you've got all the invoices and all the receipts that come on the back of having this platform. And corporates aren't very good at managing this. And they've got receipts coming in from everywhere. The challenge is they also can't see where their travelers are. They have great managed, safe hotel program. And yet when we put our employees in a car with a stranger, we're largely not present in the whole process. And finally, their data sucks. We can't find any CO2 in most of the companies that we work with. So we're not going to hit the net zero targets that we have with a complete lack of transparency of CO2 data. So what if we made it all easier? What if we took away the friction of cars not turning up to pick passengers up, of not having receipts all in one place and invoices all in the same place? Well, that's what we've done. We've pulled everything into the single platform, available on mobile, desktop, white labeled, single sign-on, or as an API. So we can deliver this deep tech stack to our clients. But we're solving the biggest problem in ground transport. Taxis, sometimes they just don't turn up. From our own platform, our data tells us that 13% of all bookings are cancelled before arrival, 8% within 1 hour while you're in the shower or asleep waiting for the car to arrive. For us, we're fixing those bookings. We have a 100% pickup rate. We reallocate the booking. We use our machine learning engine, which understands the historic data from the taxi company to reallocate that booking to a driver or a taxi company that is nearby and that can undertake that booking. Don't just take our word for it. The industry needs this product, from travel tech providers to the ride hail and taxi companies, right through the way to the client. If Uber, Bolt, or any of the ride hail companies want to work with corporates in a complete solution, it's difficult for them to do it without a platform like Journey. I don't know why it's done that. So, In terms of our market in which we compete, yes, there's definitely competitors in the market, but most of who you might think of a competitor are actually a supplier. The Ubers, the FreeNows, the Bolts, the Cabifys, they form part of our network to deliver a holistic solution to our clients. We're starting off with the corporate travel market, and it's huge in itself at 126 billion. The bit we're focusing on is the bit that's being booked through travel agencies and travel tech platforms. Our route to market is through those platforms, integrating with the likes of GDS, online booking tools, and we are working with corporates via their travel agency. We've also won contracts in the mobility space. We provide Sixt Ride with their on-demand cars across the UK, and we've just won a contract for a coastal area that's just being launched. And we've onboarded many suppliers across the network that give us access to over 5 million drivers globally. We've raised to date 300,000 and used that to win the clients that we have. We have a further 250k of non-equity grants, and we've just been accepted on the Microsoft Startup Program, which has given us another 150,000 towards our hosting. We've been very good at not spending money. We're going to use the raise that we have to bring in an organized sales team to develop our engineer our platform further, and to develop out our supply chain so that we have a truly global supply chain for our clients who travel globally. So to sum up, it's difficult to get taxis to do what you want. It's a self-employed driver market. We've solved the problem by pulling it all into one location, and all that we ask is that you come and join us for the journey. Thank you.
Perfectly timed. Thank you very much. Okay, so the next one's Motoretto. Here we go.
Okay. Hi, thank you. Thank you, Tom. Hi, everybody. My name is Marco Conde, CEO of the company, and we are Motoretto, the all-in-one digital solution for car dealers, retailers, and used car distribution. Before to talk about us, I would like to put you in context, because during the last 100 years, the car has evolved, but the used car buying and selling process has not. And when we talk about the used car, we are talking about one of the bigger markets in Europe. More than 30 million used cars are sold every year, generating more than 600 billion. And there are more than 200,000 dealers buying and selling used cars in the top 10 markets in Europe. In spite of this site, there are two relevant problems for dealers and retailers. The one problem is the fragmentation of the services. Dealers and retailers are using more than 12 provider services for each retail operation, more than 12. And the other problem is the lack of digitization in the buying and selling process, where only 1% of the process is digitized. With this situation, we launched Motoretto in the 2020. We launched the all-in-one digital solution for car dealers, retailers, and used car distribution. It is a platform where they can manage their stock. They can use intelligence data. We are monitoring more than 4 million used cars daily in order to make best and better decisions for their business, using real-time trends market. And in this platform, dealers and retailers can buying and selling a used car. They can provide their stock in a B2B channel, and they can sell directly to consumer in our B2C platform. Thanks to this, we are transforming the traditional model in a fully digital model, allowing them using lean services, accelerated business, simplify processes, or open new businesses, or open new business model. How Motoretto works? We have created a unique global distribution system connecting in the same place supplier, vehicle supplier like fleet owners, for example, OEMs, rent-a-car or renting companies, and including services supplier as well, like logistic companies or financial. And on the other side, we have the retailers, dealers, franchise dealers, and multi-brand dealers. We are generating value and business for all of them in the same platform. Thanks to this, we are creating a unique end-to-end cycle in the industry, closing the operative process in the same place. And not only this, if not, we are building the largest network effect in the automotive industry. Dealers get us more supplier, and more supplier connected are get us more dealers, generating value and business for all them with our platform. Talking about the business model, we have a hybrid business model, SaaS model, where dealers pay us a subscription, a monthly subscription to have access to our platform. And in the transaction model, Motoreto is selling stock to dealers with a low risk economic. We don't generate negative working capital, and Motoreto sells services to dealers as well. In only 3 years, we have generated more than 22 million in gross sales. We have generated sales in more than 10 countries, and we have sold more than 1,000 used cars to dealers. Thanks to these sales, we are helping to reduce the CO2 emission, and we are helping to reduce the average age of vehicles in use in the majority of the European countries. And not only this, we have created an exclusive ecosystem in our platform. We can with more than 2,000 registered dealers, and we have more than 50 exclusive partners across Europe. We plan to achieve a profitable company in the next 18 months, and to get it, we are going to consolidate the Spanish market, and we are going to have a position in another 5 European countries. One of the best things we have is a top management team, where we are missing people who have a great experience in the startup background, people who have a large experience in the automotive industry, and we have a top cat table with some of the most relevant players in the automotive industry. We have just launched our investment round to around more 2.5 million. And why Motoreto and why now? Because we have a validated tech solution, we have an international footprint, solid financial performance. Right now is the moment because dealers are asking for help due to the agency contract, and the most important for me is we have the knowledge, the network, and the credibility of the industry to lead the used car transformation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Marco. Okay, next one up is Homie Hub, Enzo. Okay, here we go. We're almost halfway. After this one, we've gone past the halfway.
Thank you, Tom. Yep. 1, 2, check. I'm not good at jokes, so I'm gonna make any, just in case.
Just 1 second. They haven't downloaded.
Dude, no worries. I'm not in a rush. Bueno, yeah. Good morning, anyway.
Or is full and fast here? They were.
Fuel and fast, yeah.
No? Okay, they're just coming up. Toilet break. Okay, just 1 second.
Well, we can go.
Yeah. Or start explaining, and then you can jump into the presentation. You'll wait. Okay.
No, no worries. Thank you.
Sorry about that.
No worries, it was worth it to wait. So these two guys you see here are Enrique and Edu. They are one of the few guys in Spain that saw a huge opportunity, had the guts and the grit to make it happen, and in less than 10 years took a company from zero to IPO, being now the worldwide leaders, present in more than 180 companies. And they're the ones that are leading our round. The reason to lead our round is because they see a powerful mission and traction in what we're building, a perfect timing to the market from the opportunity we have created for HomieHub, and most importantly, an ambitious team to make HomieHub the next one, as Volvo did in this case. There are more than 125 million garages in Europe and 9 million just in Spain. Basically, there are garages everywhere. I'm quite sure that you use one of them every single day or mostly every single day of your lives. For all of them, our mission is to unlock the full potential of garages to make them a valuable space in people's lives. Let me tell you how a team made of a hacker, a hipster, and a hustler with more than 40 years of experience in technology and businesses is making this happen. First, we are tackling the garage remote issues and limitations from people that use this on day-to-day, like how to avoid garage thefts by door being left open or unauthorized access by copies that someone else made and you don't know. Or even how can you give access to someone else to your garage, in your commercial garage or single family garage when you're away, right? So for all these issues and limitations, our first step of our business is digitalizing the access, creating a smart garage remote that you can control, monitor, and manage access to your garage anywhere and anytime. Creating an opportunity for HomieHub of more than 400 million in recurring revenue on this step of the business by digitalizing the access of every single garage in single family, multifamily, or even small commercial garages. But we didn't stop here. Then, on the second phase of our business, all this, the digitalization of the access is being done in a highly profitable way with high margins of up to 88% and LTV CAC ratios of 8 and even higher. But we didn't stop here. Then we figured out that we can tackle also all the society's issues, like how to avoid failed deliveries, how to boost electric vehicle adoption, and even how to make autonomous vehicles a reality if what is locking them in to park in and park out is a garage, right? For all these problems, the solution is still being us. On the second phase of our business, creating a marketplace of new generation services with all these industries connect to our solution and then create these services, expanding our opportunity an extra 100 million in recurring revenue. This is the reason why we have won more than 15 national and international awards from private and public institutions. And also the press compares us to the Apple of garages due to our disruptive approach of creating a main solution and then open it to developers to create apps in that space, basically turning that space into anything that the industry and the society needs. In the delivery category, for example, for you to have an idea, we're turning the garage of single-family homes into a secure delivery point at any time, or in other words, into a mailbox, avoiding end users to have to wait at home for the packages. And then, on the other hand, for last mile logistic operators to forget about all the issues, costs, and impact by enabling them to make unattended deliveries at any time. This is the reason why, for example, in the case of the Zero DPD, they after tested our solution, they declared that we not only enable them to create new services, but also to reduce costs and their CO2 footprint in the process. To take this fast into the market, we have a B2C approach, standard approach, but also a B2B2C approach to property developers, property managers, and also thanks to the ubiquity that all the partners that integrate to us create in marketing, sales, and use cases of our technology. Due to our ambitious team, we have achieved many things from which we can highlight. On the first phase of our business, which is the smart garage remote in the phase that we are developing right now, we have successfully already generated more than 500,000 euros in revenue, achieving more than 15,000 users, but most importantly, as we are in product market fit phase, successfully validating this by getting 800 reviews with an average of 4.7 out of 5 stars. Most of them declaring that once they try our solution, they cannot go back to the previous one, which is standard garage remotes. On this one, we also want to highlight that we recently closed a deal with Securitas Direct, one of the biggest security provider in Spain in this case, that also is allowing us to expand our user base in less than 12 months and an extra 9,000 users and also an opportunity of 1 million in recurring revenue through this contract. On the second phase of our business of traction, which is the new generation services marketplace, we have successfully piloted the security deliveries with Seur, with Correos, EV charging sharing with Naturgy, Iberdrola, and last but not least, in the connected cars vehicle, we are partners of Ford Motor Europe, and our technology is integrated natively in their cars from the factory here in Spain. But by tackling all this opportunity, we're not only making a highly profitable business, but most importantly, of 500 million in annual recurring revenue, but most importantly, making a great impact in sustainable mobility and to the goals of the European Green Deal. By saving less file deliveries, boosting electric vehicle adoption, and all the rest, we can save even the CO2 emissions equivalent to the whole countries. That's why we're raising this round of 1 million, almost already fulfilled, to accelerate our market dominance, consolidate our first mover advantage, and reach our break-even to scale to 50 million in annual recurring revenue. The most valuable companies of the last century is Apple, Google, and Amazon. They were born into a garage, and from them they conquer the world. And Homie Hub is ready to be the next one. So don't miss your chance to join us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Enzo. So next one's full and fast. Are they? Yeah, okay, perfect. And I think I saw the presentation was already on the computer, so we're not going to have the same problem as last time.
So good morning to everyone. My name is Borja Santos. I'm one of the founders and CEO of Full and Fast. We are a specialist in providing energy for fast charging with energy storage systems that are portable. And we avoid to generate emissions. This is something clear for everyone, but it's something to be also affordable to become a real alternative. And today, when we don't have access to grid, we have two options. Burning gasoline, that's something really common to see in events, in construction sites, or when the grid has fallen, or to pay a lot for use solutions that are sustainable but have been designed for transport and service companies. At Full and Fast, we have developed a green and competitive solution thanks to the development of our own patent energy storage technology using batteries. A technology that is 80 times more powerful than the current commercial solutions, and that has been financed with the Spanish Ministry of Industry. We also have developed the service layer that is needed to provide to our customers an energy consumption optimization so they can reduce their energy bill. This old technology has been integrated into our first energy storage unit that we call Green Hill XL, a microgrid with a height of a meter and a size of a pallet that offers 50 kilowatts of power with a weight of 700 kilos instead of the 1,200 kilos that are just diesel generated weights to offer the same features. And we narrow a market that is growing up in 4 different verticals. Fleet managers, both fixed and portable charging. We also provide the devices for events, providers and producers, for electricity companies, and for construction sites. As I was mentioning, we narrow a market that is growing too fast. Just in Spain, a DC generator is being sold every 2 minutes, and it's got an annual growth of 8%. We have a business, we are not the only ones. We haven't invented the portable solutions. There are many people trying to succeed in this market that is increasing and growing quite fast. But we provide more versatility and a better performance to those who are already selling. And we seek to obtain revenues as soon as possible with a simple business model. We rent the devices. We were rent thanks to the Banco Santander renting line, or we can also rent in short-term period times. And we also invoice because of the service layer that we provide to them. As I mentioned before, we've got algorithms to improve the energy consumption and to reduce the operational cost of our companies, transport companies, so they can adopt the solution that we could provide them, and they can obtain fast charge without increasing too much the operational cost. We always invoice the channel. We don't go directly to the end customer. We always do B2B, and we provide them the correct solution depending on which area they are working. We started to rent the devices at the beginning of this year. So far this year, we have shared 50 proposals for renting, 50 renting proposals to companies, offering them the correct solution and having the recurring invoice because of the service layer that we provide. And we got a team that is all run as the technology that we have developed. We started 3 founders, a professor from the Malaga College, specialized in power electronics, an innovation manager from Endesa, and myself that I was working at Butaco, building electric motorbikes. And today we have a team that is specialized in electric mobility field, energy field, and of course in data analytics. We started in 2017. We've been traveling around, failing, testing, validating, proving, to find out where was the spot, where was the opportunity to develop, where was the advantage that we could offer to the market. And so far, we are right now working on the correct industrialization of the technology that we have developed. Also, we are working in the new products that are going to integrate our technology. And we also we have started to explore new verticals linked to the AC/DC inverter that we have developed, because there are people demanding the inverter, the technology, and we are trying to make it also a business line. We are seeking up to 3 million to keep developing our business model. We have already raised 1.5 million, and we keep growing and trying to make this happen. That's why we are looking up to 3 million to keep developing the technology that we have done and develop, to keep increasing and making more units to rent, and to keep growing into the team. And just to finish, that's something that is not less, but as just a generator set got a used life of 25,000 hours, 25,000 hours, in which a 50 kilowatts of the diesel generator is going to generate 3 million tons of CO2. That means that to avoid or to compensate those 3 million tons of CO2, you are going to need the work of 80,000 trees during a year. So we also manage, we also monitorize, we also calculate the footprint of customers so they can implement in their reduction plans. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Borja. Next one's Crow Bicycles.
Hello, good morning. My name is Carlos Núñez. Let me introduce you to Crow Bicycles, crafting together the bicycle of your dreams. Sorry. The bicycle of your dreams. What do? We design, paint, and assemble ultralight electric bicycles at our premises in Madrid that we customize with our customers who buy our e-bikes through our website from countries such as United States, Canada, United Kingdom, Germany, and Spain since July 22. Why did we decide to create Crow Bicycles? Because working during 18 years in the bicycle industry, we identified 2 problems. The first one is the customer experience. The customer experience through the traditional distribution model based on obsolete bicycle shops, more focus on their stocks that they have than on the customer needs. The second problem that we identified is the evolution of the product, the e-bikes. E-bikes are becoming more and more powerful and therefore heavier. So the essence of cycling is being lost. What is the solution? The solution is Crow Bicycle, a native digital e-bike brand committed to always develop ultralight electric bicycles that works in deep connection with its customers with communication technology to provide them a personalized experience, a personalized product at a fair price, being the first 100% customer-centric e-bike brand in the market. What about the scalability of our business? In a global market projected to reach 77 million units sold by 2030, the opportunity is huge for us. But it's important to understand that our direct-to-consumer business model allows us from the day one to be international presence, to have international presence. The first 2 years, 22 and 23, are necessary to establish the foundations of our business, to validate our product, and to solidify our process and the technology needed to operate in the market. But we know that once we can invest in marketing, in awareness, in product range expansion, we will start to grow, and we will start to achieve huge growth, up to 800 units in the 50 years and nearly 4 million. But it's important to understand that we have to be always 2 or 3 steps ahead in terms of technology, communications, data analysis, and digitalization against our competitors. We will position ourselves in the high end and mid range. And how we will do this? How we will generate this growth? We will generate this growth working in 3 pillars. First of all, brand recognition, working with specialized media, be present at fairs, trade shows, and demos to let the people try our e-bikes, with content marketing, and with local teams in key markets. Secondly, working in web attraction with the tools, digital tools that all we know, but also with specialized advertising media that is also important in our industry. And finally, working in the conversion is where the magic appears, is where we can convert a visitor into a customer with a personalized experience. Who will do all of this? We are working right now 4 people full-time. The CEO of the company is David Toledo. He's right now in Berlin with ESEX in a program. He's former country manager for Spain and Portugal of Canyon Bicycles. Canyon Bicycles is important to know that is the pioneer to introduce the direct-to-consumer business model in the cycling industry. And he was there working for them during 14 years in Spain and Portugal. Myself, Carlos Núñez, I am the CFO. I am the former managing director of Rotobike Components and former Secretary General of the Spanish Bicycle Industry Association over 7 years. And also we have Patricia, expert in marketing, PR, and communication, and José Luis, with more than 30 years of experience in bicycle mechanics, assembling, and manufacturing. So at this point, what do we have? We have our own e-commerce, 12 growth models. We have satisfied customers in over 9 countries. We have obtained 500K from funding rounds, 2 funding rounds from business angels, 200K from a loan from National Innovation Company, and already implemented our ERP NetSuite Oracle. What do we need now? We are working in our 3rd round up to 800,000 euros. But more or less, we will stop at the middle of this capital to not lose our majority right now, because we have the founder team at 77%. This capital will be invested, obviously, in growth, in marketing, workforce, digital technology and AI tools, and the development of our mountain bike, e-bike. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Carlos. Thank you very much, Carlos. Next one's Kanguru.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. I'm going to be very brief. I mean, the business proposition of Kanguru is relatively easy. I mean, we have a problem, or we have a situation which is not sustainable in the logistics sector for the last mile. I mean, all of us order and buy online commerce, and it's a nightmare. I mean, the delivery of the parcels or the items that we buy. Okay, because of that, and because the expected growth that this sector is envisaged, I mean, we have, developed a solution, to ease that bottleneck and to help all the players in the industry. I mean, e-commerce, carriers, consumers, and also the cities. I I mean, this is not sustainable. Cities are imposing limitations for the delivery of the parcels that we buy. And because of that, and because of the growth expected, I mean, Canguro has developed a solution, a software solution, in order to, I mean, help all the players. This solution, I mean, which is a software app and so on, that helps all the players in the industry, I mean, will allow, I mean, to help all the people, I mean, to benefit of this. Why? Better said, how? I mean, how? Implementing the software and a network which is agnostic for everybody. Everybody can use it. All the carriers could use it, and therefore, I mean, it's a huge market for that. I mean, in Spain only, is 850 million parcels per year, and it's expected to be higher than 1 million in a couple of 3 years. Okay, as of today, only 8% to 10% is out of the home, and what we want to is that out of the home will be the milestone, I mean, for the delivery of the parcels. As of today, we have already signed, I mean, agreements with 70% of the, with companies that represent 70% of the, I mean, volume of parcels per day, which is 2.5 per day. I mean, we have signed with GLS, UPS, Amazon, Boyacá, OnTime, and AMRW. Which benefits provides to them? As of today, they have the failed deliveries, which is very costly for them. They have, I mean, also, I mean, they cannot grow without putting more, I mean, vans or trucks, motorcycles, or whatever, and people. For instance, I mean, as of today, I mean, a person who delivers parcels could deliver 100, 120. I mean, aggregating them in a collecting point, which is the proposition of Canguro, and we allow them, I mean, to deliver up to 800 parcels per day. Therefore, I mean, there are a lot of efficiencies to implement this model also for the carriers. For consumers, I mean, we know that we ask for, I mean, we buy something in any website, and we have just to be stuck sometimes at the home waiting for that delivery. I mean, having a convenient network less than 200 meters per our home, from our home, sorry, it will be very convenient because you can just order that parcel to be in that convenience point, in that collecting point, and therefore you can collect it whenever you feel that is the right proposition. For e-commerce, I mean, some of the e-commerce are suffering the lack of options for delivery to their customers, and around 70% of the bites are, I mean, are fail because of that, because they don't have the right option to be the parcel deliverer. We are looking for, I mean, this is the solution, okay, with all the applications. This is the team, a seasoned team, I mean, with cases of success. And we are looking for around in order just to speed up the implementation of the model, I mean, network and software, because the moment is right now. We cannot lose the wave that we are surfing now. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Okay, Echo Car, Fernando, here we go.
Right. Did you know that Net Promoter Score in the car rental industry is the lowest across industries, and it has been for years? Net Promoter Score is basically comparing or giving you an index of how many of your customers are your promoters or how many are your detractors. Basically, it's how happy your customers are. That's basically because of bad user experience. You need to go there, you need to wait. There is always friction. If you rented the car in an online travel agency and you get to your rent-a-car, there is always something you need to pay. An extra insurance, something you missed. Lack of transparency. But it's not only that the only problem that the rent-a-car industry has. Most of them are depending on online travel agencies, on online channels, for them to get their leads, for them to get their reservations. And only 5% of them are really playing with the global distribution systems. So if the problem is so clear, why hasn't it been cracked before? We will ask. The problem is newly prioritized. There was no companies focusing on this before. There was no technology. But it's not only about the technical acumen. It's also about your strategic partners and your strategic position between the complex value chain. So what you can see here is that EcoCar has placed its product between the travelers, the demand, and the online travel agencies with our partners, Amadeus, and towards the rentals, giving them the technology in order to improve this experience. So these are the two problems that we are fixing. The user experience of the rent-a-car industry, and make sure that user experience also translates to where the real demand is. We have the technology in order for the end user to find the vehicle, upload their documents, do the check-in, pay for it, and even unlock the vehicle, so zero contact. And we are also, as I said, thanks to our strategic investors, Amadeus, closing the circle and making sure that that experience is also translated to where the real traveler and the real demand is. It is proven that if you have a better experience as an end user or as a traveler, you're willing to pay more. What does it mean, a better experience? Waiting time, less friction, more transparency, and making sure that, you have your car in time. And this is basically the problems that we are tackling. During the last year, we started to have traction with this laser-focused industry. The current pipeline that we do have and we have generated should be already doubling the revenues that we do have as of today. And we're still looking for more help in order to make sure that we still increase that pipeline, conversion, and we start setting foot with our partners in geographies where the volumes are much bigger than what we have here in the traditional markets. My name is Fernando Martin. I'm the CEO of EcoCar. And if you want to start working with a company who is changing the way rentals are done in the whole world, so drop me a line, talk to me later on. Thank you very much.
Fernando, short and sweet, which is particularly appreciated at this stage. So Waze, here we go.
Hi everyone. Hello. I'm Álvaro. I'm co-founder of Waze. Some people may say that ideal future transportation looks like a car, but public and efficient, personalized, and energy clean. At Waze, we are building the first platform enabling a personal chauffeur for daily commute, but sustainably and affordably. But let's take a look first where we stand right now. For example, in Barcelona, the city where I live, everyone I think is familiar, and even more today, with Uber, like with Cabify, with FreeNow also, and I can continue like Smo, Taxicologic, etc., up to 25 ride-hailing applications only in Barcelona that still, well, actually it's a mess for users only to find the best solution fitting their needs. But our colleagues were from Journey, where they were saying that there is a 13% cancellation rate of drivers. But let's focus also on what happens every week during rush hours, peak times. So that means a rainy day like yesterday, a sport event, or on the weekend, Saturday evening. So it's quite crazy that up to 70% of the rides are cancelled by all these ride-hailing apps. So this data is taken from August. Last August in Barcelona, 73% cancellation rate of drivers of our ride-hailing app. And the problem is that even if we will have 1 million ride-hailing app offering these services, this cancellation rate will still be the same because the current model is failing. So actually we have all these ride-hailing apps, they have a limited offer, and they cannot adapt and meet the fluctuations of demand when they are at peak. While at the same time, we have, again, in the case of Barcelona, like 3 million empty seats traveling and commuting every day, people traveling to destiny, to work, to school, to whatever. So at Waze, we take a look from a totally different perspective to the problem, taking everything as a whole, where we consider people that want to get a ride, so our riders, also people that drive to their destiny, our drivers, and together with the different transport operators, so our professionals. Waze orchestrates daily mobility by seamlessly connecting between users and transport operators and optimizing the routes thanks to our AI marketplace platform. We combine in a marketplace carpooling, ride-hailing, and ride-sharing services, optimizing and proposing, thanks to our artificial intelligence, routes automatically upload to the system. But how does it work? It's even easier than a current ride-hailing app. So basically, you open Waze, you tap your destiny, or just plan or schedule a trip, and then you will be listed with all the different options in which we have different groups. So you have your Waze pool, where basically you can jump into a car of a person that is driving and commuting every day to work, and you can share expenses. You have Waze Cab, where basically you can order a cab, ride-hailing service, or you have Waze X Cab, where you can connect with other users and share the expenses sharing a cab. Also, you can directly pay all the services in our app and review the drivers as well as your colleagues that are traveling with you. By this way, we build a reliable network of users when you know always with whom you are traveling. And last, then is our AI taking care of your future trips. Once you download the app, we generate what we call the Waze AI footprint, and basically in a couple of weeks, we can recommend to you basically your future trips. So you just only need to confirm if you're a rider or a driver, and this route will be automatically uploaded into the platform. By this way, we increase exponentially the offer in the system of drives, and therefore, also the riders have a lot of options, and we can plan better shared trips. When we take a look to the mobility market, with a yearly growth, I think it's around 5%. Here you can see that it's forecast that by 2030, shared mobility will represent a €1 trillion opportunity. So you can see that here, that the piece of the cake, or the big piece of the cake, will be represented by hail mobility. And hail mobility means shared drives, carpooling, ride-hailing, and they include also autonomous vehicles. And our target market is Europe, where in the TAM sum that everyone is familiar to, our serviceable market nowadays represent 81 million users across Europe and 15 billion euro in spending. That means it's the people that currently they are using at least one ride-hailing app. Our business model is pretty simple. So our end users are paying through the platform, and we charge a commission of 25% only in the case we connect people to other people to share rides. That means carpooling or ride sharing. And at the same time, we charge a commission to the transport operators of 15%. So we are quite new. We started 1.5 years ago in March 2022. We launched our app and our MVP in the end of last year. And during this year, we have incubated our concept, integrating app payment, ride-hailing options in Barcelona. And we have secured 3 pivotal agreements with a big fleet of taxi, car sharing, and motor sharing. And we plan to grow this next year, releasing the taxi services in Madrid and achieving our 8,000 monthly rides. This is our elite compact team with 3 co-founders, also covering competencies in programming and data science. We are proud to have this advisory board where we have Clara, member of the United Nations Global Compact Committee in New York, helping us with the administration and sustainability lobby, and CFO of Bosch helping us with the finance. And we are seeking for 800,000 euros in this investment run. We have already secured 150 from a loan from ENISA, plus our first 150 from private investors. And with this money, we plan to grow in 2024 the business, increasing our customer conversion and customer database, growing the ride-hailing business, launching the carpooling, roles in the carpooling in Barcelona and Madrid, and also testing our artificial intelligence footprint by mid of the next year. We still have one free seat. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mobito? 3 to go.
Thank you. Hi from me as well. I'm George, CEO and founder at Mobito, and very, very keen to be here and explain to you more about our company and how we leverage data to enable connected mobility solutions. Starting with some of the use cases that we have already worked on in order to make that more clear. In the past couple of years, we've worked with automotive engineering and digital twin type of models, fueling them with the data they need to approximate better reality. We've worked with transportation analytics and traffic management systems, fueling them with vehicle data, probe data, weather data, helping them to make their own analysis better. We've worked in EV charging rollout and de-risking some of the multi-million-dollar investments that are happening in that space by selecting better locations. And more recently, we're going into the connected mobility space, helping fleets deliver better experiences to their users. As you might have understood, a common problem space that we're tackling with this solution is really the inability of companies to utilize external data and to really create value out of it. Only 17% of companies are monetizing their own data, and almost all companies that are using external data are struggling to do so. That's where we step in. And up till now, we have had our Mobito data marketplace, the first solution into the market. This is a mature solution. More than 200 companies have signed up, covering 20 distinct categories, fueling the type of use cases we saw before. And what we're doing now, and the reason I'm here today as well, is we're moving into developing our own derivative data solutions and intelligence. And we're doubling down into the space of vehicle data, which was the space that had the most traction and success in the marketplace as well. So that's what I'm going to be sharing more about. In the interest of time, focusing on the two products we have. When we speak about vehicle data, we speak about anonymized vehicle data. So what does that mean? It means that we have a coverage of 7 million vehicles that we aggregate from our OEMs and fleet manager partners. And we're able to support this into the 70+ billion industry of transportation analytics in order to help them understand how are people moving around the city, how to do better transport planning, where to plan their next infrastructure. And yes, this is already into the market. It was something we were doing in the marketplace, and now we're aggregating and positioning as our own leading coverage data provider of anonymized vehicle data. The second area, which is something we might be even more excited about, is we're stepping into the vehicle-specific data space. And here what we're doing is we are aggregating data coming from the automotive OEMs, creating a singular data feed that we can offer to fleet management systems in order for them to access their own vehicles. Data from their own vehicles, which can then fuel all of these fleet management applications that they're already working on today using hardware. And now we can enable the same things on a cheaper, more convenient, embedded connectivity enabled manner. The business model here is we charge euros per vehicle per month to offer this connectivity. And it's really a very, very pivotal timing for the vehicle data market. That's why we're making what we're doing. That's why we're raising this round. First of all, in terms of the vehicles that are connected, doing our analysis with our rental clients, we see that already today we can cover 80% of their fleet, their younger fleet. And we're soon going to a point where all vehicles in the commercial vehicle space will be connected. The two biggest competitors of the market were removed last year, having done a great job as first movers to create a lot of the market, but having their own issues to sustain that. And all of that, as McKinsey is pointing out to 250 to 400 billion market opportunity. We have our own plan in stepping into this market, playing a key role with our connected vehicle data and our anonymized vehicle data, reaching through our product development and our product offering 200 million in revenue by 2030, which is our plan. And we have a detailed plan of getting there. And today we are raising a 2.6 million round, wanting to become a key player in the vehicle data space, take advantage of this opportunity, expect there's a growth, growing the coverage we have on both of these spaces with more providers, more data, more and better data delivery mechanisms, and growing the team, which we are very proud of already, having gathered together expertise from the automotive space, from other fleet operators, people having worked with connected vehicle data in the past. And yeah, we really want to take this to the next step. If anyone is interested, very happy to interact. I know that was quite dense, But very pleasure to be here, and thanks.
Thank you very much. Penultimate, Volts Battery.
Thank you. Thank you, Tom. My name is Alexander Loktionov. I'm presenting a market-ready company. We are already producing in United Arab Emirates, and we are now at the stage of scaling in Spain. That's why I'm here. So what we see, what we do, we produce the residential power storages for private households. And we know this market very well. And imagine if you have a private house and you buy an electric car, you have lack of power to charge it. And we solve not only this, but exactly this problem that drive our sales now, that those people who needs additional permission to get additional power just install our solution and get residential power with all advantages, and then we offer the very good and unique solution to charge the car. We have a production and it's growing, so but we are looking for a very good investor in Spain, smart investor, to get the access to Spanish market. I'm serial entrepreneur and I'm in my business for 20 years. I also have some portfolio projects, and we now moved with my family in Spain to develop this and to get the market access to Spain, Italy, and Portugal. Puedo hablar español un poco ahora, so I'm studying Spanish every day in the Spanish school now. So the company is for 7 years, and we were a startup, and we got the grant for innovation development, and we made a really good solution for residential power storage. And now we are raising, let's say, not a very huge amount, small amount for developing Spain market. We are working on a partner model. That's why we are not going into direct marketing now. For now, I'm already have initial agreements for cooperation with the company in Madrid, who initially sold Zonen, and when Zonen got the deal with the Zonen took over the Spanish company, they stopped working with distributor, and now this distributor is going to help us to distribute these products in Spain. But we are lacking the capital for the turnover, so this money to start delivery of the product to Spain, and then accreditation, all these small things with the support, etc. You see here two rows. The first is for the Volts Battery Global. We now sell globally, and we have a production in United Arab Emirates, and the second one is for Spain. The business model is simple. We are the producer and the integrator. We're, of course, thinking of how to improve the product, and we are going into the models that support our clients with AI-based language models like GPT chat, etc. And this is quite perspective, but the core product is still there. The market is growing, and we see no problem with it, with the demand. We just see the problem with the money to make it quick, because a lot of Chinese. I participated at the exhibition this spring here in Madrid. I met all competitors. They all consider our product very good and good priced. What makes us different, we're really flexible to choose the batteries. We accredit the suppliers to our we're like an integrator, and we are pretty flexible. For example, if you take the market leaders like Huawei, Panasonic, etc., who produce batteries, they're not flexible to change prices and to change the batteries. But we make it really flexible, and we can cooperate with the Spanish partners to change the suppliers and make it together with solar panels, chargers, etc. The core product is a residential power managed by our software and application. We have different regimes. We consider the open API for IE system, etc. So it's really good. If you take a closer look, we see good potential in different market niches like agriculture, mobility, etc. The product is presented in the several let's say classifications like basic, standard, and premium. We have a mobile-ready application. We are partner with the Yellow Rocks fund that based in the United States and Portugal. And we actually, if you would like to take part in our success story, there will be co-investors on board as well. So my contacts is below. I will be glad to have personal meetings with you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alexander. So the last one, Mivo Mobility.
Okay, good morning, everybody. I'm the last one, so I will try to make it as special as possible so you keep in mind what Mivo is. And I know it's going to be that case because Mivo is going to change the way we move around the cities. And you will ask yourselves, how is Mivo going to change the way I move in my city? By unifying every transport of your city into a single application. Because at Mivo, we identified three main problems in mobility. The first one, and my colleague of Waze already mentioned, the fact that there are way too many mobility apps in our cities that we have to download, verify, and upload our documents in. The second, and I know that some of you, if not all, have experienced a bad digitalization level of public transport, having to deal with bad public transport application and webs. And last but not least, the high cost of customer acquisition that shared mobility services have in order to reach and having one key problem on the user registration and verification by uploading the documents, being the first problem and the first part of their downgrade in users. But don't worry, because Mivo is the solution. Because with our mobility as a service proposal, we unify every transport of your city into a single app. It doesn't matter if it's public transport like the bus, metro, or train, but also shared mobility services such as motor sharing, car sharing, or bike sharing. Secondly, to the public administration, we offer a powerful app for citizens, but also a powerful dashboard in order to enable them to use the best of data and to understand which are the needs and the followers of the mobility in their city. And last, we reduce the CAC of the mobility and shared mobility services, considering that we integrate all the documents into a single application, so we don't make the user having to download and to verify these documents once and all over again. Which are our business models? We have three different business models. On the first case, we have the B2B business model, in which we white label our solution and we integrate our technology into different suppliers that want to integrate mobility as a service solutions. The second is our own application, the B2B2C model, in which we charge a commission between 3% or 10% on the rides that are done in our own application. And last, the B2G, in which we become the official mobility app of a city with a go-to-market strategy of a pilot period with a 15,000 ticket in Spain due to regulation, and then go to the 100,000 euros average tender that is going on in Spain right now. The confidence and the credibility is given by our clients and partners. On the B2B2C side, we have very important clients such as Acciona, Coltra, Diego, Malco, or Avanza that are already signing, have already signed contracts with us. In the side of B2B contracts, we have signed a very important and very expansive contract with Unblock, and we have also strategic partnerships such as Lanzadera, Free2Move, or the EIT Urban Mobility. Which is our goal, or what is our goal? To become the reference mobility application in the south of Europe by 2026, especially in the countries of Portugal, Spain, France, and Italy, where we are already developing our contacts. We know there is some competition and there is a huge interest in mobility as a service, and we know that it's a market that is still developing and there's not a winner yet. So we want to go there fast, and we want to go there because we know that there's the opportunity, as you can see in the funds raised by our competitors, but we start with a competitive advantage only in terms of financial, because they are facing very difficult financial times. It just is the case of Citymapper that had to be sold due to financial problems, due to high rounds and high valuations that they closed in 2021 especially. Our goal is to, as I said, in 2026, become the official and reference mobility app in the Southern Europe, reaching a total average revenue of 3 million euros in 2026. And right now we are raising our first professional pre-seed round of which we have already compromised 117,000 euros by the EIT Urban Mobility, one business angel, and also the confirmation of ENISA as a public loan. So what we are looking for is the next investor that can join and help us to develop the different opportunities that we have already developed. Our own goals are to especially invest in talent and marketing in order to integrate payments into the application, develop a key and cutting-edge technology to integrate EMT Valencia payment gateway into our application, to be the first one up to do so, and also to reach 50,000 users that will start generating our B2B2C model as a scalable model. Our roadmap, as I said, is to start with this pre-seed round and an annual revenues of 30,000 euros this 2023, but also keep growing from 2024 to 275,000 annual revenues and to 1 million in 2025. And this is everything thanks to our team, founded by Angel and me in the founder side and in the business part, that we get to convince the tech talent of Mark and Sergio to develop such a powerful tech product as Mivo is, and also the combination of Roquel and Pascual to bring everything connected into our team. Because we have to change the way we move to achieve the change we want. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, just a quick reminder: if you'd like to do any meetings with the startups, each one's got a table, so you write down on the list. And I think Andrea's got some pages for yourselves if you want to write down which meetings you have at which time. 20 minutes break, then we'll do the one-to-ones. Oh, it's telling me to stop. And then we'll wander down to Pavilion 14 and have a lunch. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, everyone.